Ado Shraddha. Rupa Goswami, one of the acharyas, one of the important acharyas in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's told one verse. He said, Ado Shraddha. Ado means first there is Shraddha, first there is faith. And from that faith comes sadhu sangha. If we have faith in the sadhu, then we sangha. Sangha means we associate, we connect. Somehow our life is connected with the sangha. That is through hearing. Just through hearing, we connect with someone. If we listen to someone, we are connecting with them. Just by listening, our attention, our consciousness is connected with those whom we listen to or hear from. So Ado Shraddha, first there must be faith that yes, this person, I have trust what they are saying. I have some appreciation of what they are saying. I have some attraction to what they are saying. That is called sadhu sangha. And then from sadhu sangha comes bhajana kriya. Kriya means activity. Kriya. And bhajan. Bhajan means worshipful. Bhaj. The Sanskrit root bhaj means worship. And bhakti comes from bhaj. Worshipful or loving nature is involved. So sadhu sang, then bhajana kriya. From associating with the devotees, then there comes activities. Not only hearing, but all kinds of activities can come. We can take prasad with the devotees. We can chant Hare Krishna with the devotees. We can do different services, donate our time, donate our money, donate our whatever energy.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Umadevi ki jai.
Jai. Dandavat Pranam Didi.
So in this way, bhajana kriya comes from association. That engages more than just our hearing. Right? Hearing is engaging the ear and the mind. And then, but we have a whole body we can dedicate in Sangha. All our energy can be engaged in devotional activities. Bhajana means worshipful activities. Go to the temple and see the deity and dress the deity and cook prasad and offer prasad. Like that. So many different activities are there in sadhu sang. And then what happens next, Rupa Goswami explains, the next things that happens is anartha nivritti. We will find all the material engagements that are attracting our attention are given up one by one. We'll become purified of all mundane, what would you say, all mundane activities. Will gradually be dried up by engaging in our activities in bhajanas and in the service along with the devotees. Anartha nivritti. Then what happens after that? Then nishta. Then our mind and hearts become fixed. That means all material distractions are eliminated. We become fixed on the transcendental platform. And then comes ruchi. Some taste will come. Taste for that spiritual, that divine, transcendental world, the world of dedication, the world of service, the world of love, will find its place in our heart. And we will find ourselves there in our heart. And like that, as given very scientifically, the process by which we can come to the transcendental platform and become fixed there. Oh, he's a very important author, Rupa Goswami.
This is from his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, no?
He has written many books.
Swamiji, you can share some of the books I would like to read.
Yes, Krishnadas Kaviraj. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has written Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's written in Bengali. Can you read Bengali? Oh. Anyhow, it's transliterated and translated into English. But that book, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, a very important book. And if you are a philosopher, you should read that book to learn about what Mahaprabhu's philosophy is. Give it in a very nice way.
Can I send?
How do you understand Bhakti?
Bhakti. As I explained, Bhakti comes from Bhaj. Bhaj. Worship. Bhakti requires that we understand there's something higher than ourselves, and that we have some affection for that. We have deep attachment to that. Not from the mind, but from the heart. We have a deep feeling for that. That's called bhakti. And we want to engage in the activities of connecting in that plane with all of our heart.
Do you think that, Swamiji, is there any kind of labels of Bhakti?
Oh yes, most certainly. In the beginning, we start with Vaidhi Bhakti, Vidhi Bhakti. That means bhakti according to certain rules or regulations. That's called Vaidhi Bhakti. Jai, Srila Bhakti Niskama Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Dandot pranam,
Maharaj, can you hear us?
Maharaj Joy. Swamiji, namaskar.
Hare Krishna, Bina. Yes, we
Hare
can.
Krishna.
Hi, Bina. Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, like that, we have first Vidhi Bhakti means the practice according to rules or regulations of Bhakti. Gurudev gives us some instructions and we follow that. After that, for practicing that for some time, we may come to a more spontaneous level of devotion. It's called Raga Bhakti. And even there are different levels. We may find our heart is attracted to serving the Lord as a servant or as a friend or as a lover. It depends on how deeply our devotion develops. When we relate to the absolute in different degrees of love. So there are many gradations in Bhakti. Depending on the purity of our surrender, the purity of our faith, we will find there's a development in the spiritual plane also. Just as we go from one class to another in this material world, studying philosophy or science or whatever we study, there are different levels of development. So in the spiritual plane, there are different developmental levels of devotion. Thus we see in the stories of Krishna, there is the relation between Yasomati, Yashodamati, and Krishna. Yes, that's called Vatsalya Ras. Vatsalya Ras. And then there's the relation between Uddhava and Krishna. That's called Sakya Ras. And then there's the relationship between Radharani and Krishna. That's called Madhurya Ras. So there are differences in the plane of devotion also, not only one thing. Everything that exists here is found there also. It's like we have paternal love, maternal love, fraternal love, all different types of relations also found there. Because it is here, we can also understand it has its origin somewhere. And that is the origin in this spiritual perfection. So Maharaj, my Dandavat to you, we were just talking about Bhakti. She's about Professor Sahu is asking about Bhakti, different questions, very nice questions.
In Odisha, generally they are devotees of Jagannath, but they don't have the conception that they have to approach Jagannath through devotee. They want to approach Jagannath directly. So bhakti means there must be a bhakta. So that Odisha generally Maharaj they don't understand. So Mahaprabhu and one of his followers, his name is Shyamananda, and his disciple Rasikananda, they both spread the real conception of bhakti in Odisha, Gaudiya conception, Shyamananda and Rasikananda. But later on, the followers of them become Sahajiyas because they try to imitate. They are very powerful preachers. One of the incarnation of the Lord, actually, Rasikananda. He used to give like few lakhs of jivas initiation in a single day. Even elephants and others were like disciples of him, like some lions and like that. You know this story, Maharaj of Rasikananda, that one Muslim king came to make him afraid that he's giving so many people initiation and making so much, preaching. So he came in a lion, sitting in a on top of a lion to make Rasikananda afraid. Rasikananda was doing like toothbrush, brushing the teeth with the stick, neem stick. Then his disciple came and told him that a Muslim king came to meet you, sitting on a lion. Then he told the wall, "Let us go and meet." And the wall started walking. And Muslim king ran away from there.
You talk a wall?
A wall.
A wall.
A wall.
Brick wall started to walk.
Where is this told?
This is there in Rasikananda and Shamananda's, like their line, the branch there are, from past times. Where is Madhavendra Puri Samadhi is there in Remuna. So there you will find they are, past times and their things. And we generally not so much here of this branch. This branch is coming from Guridas Pandit, who is in Kalna. He has established Gaur Nityananda deities that have been given by Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. And actually, they are also like miracles. When Mahaprabhu Nityananda Prabhu visited, then Gauridas become very attached and he not wanted to leave them. Then Mahaprabhu told that we are giving Gaunita deities. They are not different from us and we are going. Then he's telling, no, if they are not different, then let deities go, you stay. Then Mahaprabhu told, okay, that will happen. Then deities started to walk and Gaur and Nitai become deities. Like that, they left, Gauridas Pandit.
Maharaj,
He disciple become.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Dandava Pranam Maharaj, Dandava Pranam Devoto, Haribol. I
Maharaj,
will see you.
what you were just telling is the first entry in Srila Acharya Dev's, what is it in Bengali? He calls Udapesh. His Udapesh 1. The first entry is Upadesh. Upadesh 1 is the first entry talking about this pastime with Gauridas Pandit. We read it when we were at the YMCA, when Bina was there. Bina may remember, we read one entry from the book, and it was this one about Gauridas Pandit.
Yes. That is, in Kalna we have ladies ashram, very close to this Gaur Nityananda deities, these famous deities. So then his disciple also, like Hridaya Chaitanya, was very powerful. And then that Hridaya Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they left the temple because his guru ordered him to go and do kirtan under the tree. And he started to kirtan there. And then Gaur Nitai morning they left the temple and they are dancing with Hridaya Chaitanya. His name became Hridaya Chaitanya. He carried Mahaprabhu in the heart. Then his disciple is Samananda, his Diksha disciple. So later on he sent to take Shiksha from Jiva Goswami. Then that Samananda, the famous pastime, Radharani given the new tilak. He got the ankle belt in Seva-Kunj. You know that pastime? In Seva-Kunj, Jiva Goswami given him the sweeping seva there. Every day he used to sweep. Then he got ankle bell, and that was a Radharani. Then he kept it very safe custody, and Lalita Devi came and asked, "This is my mistress, the ankle bell, give me." Then he told that I will give only to the master, whose ankle bell only to that person I will give. Then Lalita Devi told she don't see the face of a male. Then he told, I don't know that. I will give to the master only. Then Lalita Devi given him a bath in Lalita Kunda, and he got a female form. And then Radharani came and given a tilak. And then Gauridas become very upset. And because he's thinking that, Jiva Goswami again maybe given initiation to Samananda. Then he came with a big entourage of devotees to ask Jiva Goswami, you give an initiation again, please? No, I am not giving. Why he is wearing a new tilak? And I don't know about that. Then they tried to rob the tilak that was not going. Blood was coming actually. Then in night he got a vision where Radharani told that I given that tilak. Then that tilak become also very famous. The Samananda got that. Then his disciple is more powerful, that is Rasikananda. He is the incarnation of Pradyumna. One of the incarnation Chaturvyuha, right? Pradyumna. He was giving also like that. These four acharyas sent by Jiva Goswami, Shamananda and Srinivas and I think Narottam, the three acharyas, Shamananda, Srinivas and Narottam, with the Goswami literature to preach. And Jiva Goswami divided the area. Shamananda should preach in Odisha, and Srinivas will be in Bengal, and Narottam will be in the North Bengal, means towards Manipur side, starting from Siliguri.
Anandaji, how are you doing? Is everyone okay there?
Shanta Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Everybody okay. But today come to home. Doctor, nurse, de Priyatama, COVID aquí, and en otro también for today Priyatama no strong today. He is in the room with Priyadarshini. Priyatama in the room because no strong today.
Okay.
Flu shot.
Well,
Priyatama got flu shot in 2
Yeah,
arms.
I heard.
Two or three.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all fine and all
You got
fine.
booster, Maharaj?
What's that?
You got the vaccine booster?
Did you get
COVID?
COVID booster shot? Did you get that?
Did I get?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You
One
got it, Istagosthi Guru?
One doctor said I should get it. Another doctor said I should not get it. So I'm not deciding yet. Doctors can't agree even.
I'm also not taking.
Yeah. Oh, you are young and strong.
But Maharaj, this is no so much useful.
Huh?
He said it's not useful.
And not useful. Some say it is useful. I don't know.
I go with it. It's not useful.
And not useful.
Huh?
Bina says it's not useful. She is very health conscious. She knows.
This
They
is
showed-
like
They
index.
showed some diagram, some chart where they show with the people with the booster, they don't die so much. When they get COVID, if they have the booster, even they go to the hospital, they won't die. They have some protection. Without the booster, there's more people who die without it than those who have it. They showed some chart like that. So,
It depends on whose science you're reading at this point.
oh, I don't know. Anyhow, we have to decide on somebody's statements. We have to have faith somewhere. Whatever. It seems to be helping people, these vaccines. It seems to be helping. Otherwise, it was a very difficult problem before. Now the problem doesn't seem to be so difficult. Less people are dying. So is it due to the vaccine or what is it due to? Whatever, we accept it all, Krishna's mercy. Even the medicine, that is also Krishna's grace to produce some protection for his devotees. We see it like that.
Jai.
Dr. Veena, she is from where?
From here, from Princeton.
Princeton.
I'm in Princeton area.
What are you studying there?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
What course you are doing in Princeton? Are you still a student or professor?
Oh, it's PhD, Organizational Development, Mindfulness, and Leadership. I think that's what you were asking.
Okay.
Maharaj
You
was
are
asking,
still in Princeton University?
No. Mm-mm. Just in the area.
Okay. You joined sometime Istagosthi Prasadam distribution?
Yeah, I join in some time. I like being in person with Krishna Kavesha and sharing in Seva.
You like samosas also?
Do I like what also?
Samosa.
Oh,
Samosa?
satsang? Oh,
samosa.
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 Oh, sure.
Maharaj, Bina also came back at the Nassau Street office, the old office.
Yeah.
The old office that you came to, across.
Okay.
Yeah, Bina came a couple of times to that office also.
When we were there at the time?
Just before COVID.
I think it was after you came, Maharaj.
Yeah.
So you called everyone together today in honor of Sripad Bhakti Swarup Damodara Maharaj, Tirobhav.
What, Maharaj?
That you requested that we all gather today to honor Sripad Bhakti Swarup Damodara Maharaj's disappearance, Tirobhav.
Yeah.
Did you have a program at the
You-
temple?
Oh, in the temple, in the evening, yes, Maharaj. We had a program. In the morning, we were little busy with all the things, so I kept the program in the evening. We had some glorification program, which is finished just 10:15 minutes before this sunrise.
I was thinking today that,
Swamiji,
yes,
can I ask few more questions?
please.
Could you please explain what is Krishna Prem? That is first question. And how do you differentiate the Krishna Prem of Radha and something different from Meera?
Shanta Maharaj, you want to tell?
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, you want to explain, Maharaj, or you want
She wants to know what Krishna Prem is
to do that?
and how does Radharani and Mirabai differ?
Can you hear me, Maharaj?
Yes,
My internet was a little weak. You want me to answer this, Maharaj?
yes, please.
I have blessings. I will try. Actually, we heard from Srila Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj that Bhakti comes from Bhakti. This is the main thing. Generally, when people listen the word Krishna Prem, they think that only Krishna is involved and the person is involved. They don't think, something in between, the via media, that they completely eliminate. And that is the case with Mirabai. She was directly relating to Krishna. Like I was telling, in Odisha, people, they approach Jagannath directly, but they don't know that infinite cannot be approached by finite by its own ability. So finite cannot know infinite by its own ability. But infinite, if that infinite is not infinite, if it cannot reveal itself to finite, that revealing, process that happens. So Krishna is also in Gita also Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Krishna is understood properly through devotion. Devotion means cultivation of loving service attitude. Loving service attitude towards Absolute. We don't know what is satisfying to the Absolute. That knowledge we don't have, we cannot know by our own. Generally, people approach Absolute for their own satisfaction. Like Mirabai was doing. She wants to have some relation with Krishna, her own satisfaction. So that is not devotion. Devotion means for satisfaction of the Lord. So our founder Acharya, the Bhakti Maharaj, he has explained devotion means self-forgetfulness. So how much we have forgotten our own self out of our intense loving, what I can say, that move towards Krishna, his satisfaction, Krishna's satisfaction. Devotion means Krishna's satisfaction. And bhoga means our own satisfaction, enjoyment. And dedication means Krishna's satisfaction. And in between, then that is tyag, means eliminating one's own individuality. That is what jnanis are attempting. And karmis are attempting their own and enjoying the teaching. So that Mirabai's devotion, so-called devotion to Krishna, that is all centered around her own satisfaction. And that's why she has cultivated some ego that, she already got Krishna prem. Prema ratana dhana payo. Means she already got the wealth of prem. Her songs say that. She already got the wealth of Krishna prem. Prema ratana dhana payo. Means she already got the prem. But our acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, prema ratana dhana helaye harana. Means out of negligence, I have lost the Krishna prem. So this is the real, what you can say, evidence. If somebody has some, what you can say, connection, some relationship with Absolute, and definitely he will feel something is lacking. That he has realized his position as finite and Krishna's position as infinite. So that realization will definitely come. Who has some knowledge of that Absolute, some realization of that Absolute, so cultivation of love for that Absolute, then that individual will definitely feel that I could not do proper service to the Lord, proper satisfaction, satisfying the service to the Lord. The more it is intense, then we can know that gradation of devotion is more higher there. Like Radharani, she has given her complete self for Krishna satisfaction in all adverse circumstances. She is being criticized by all these criticizers. There is a so-called devotees in Vrindavan. They are criticizing Radharani. That is their service, criticizing. But in despite of all that, all of those, she is not worried about that criticism. She is only worried about, I could not do proper service to Krishna. I could not do proper service to Krishna. That is a real love. Like mother is not satisfied that she already finished also for thing for the child because of her intense love for the child. Same way, devotee and Lord Mahaprabhu has explained, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained, there is some eternal competition is going on. When he was teaching to Sanatana, he told that there is an eternal competition is going on between devotee and Krishna. Krishna is never satisfied with the service that he has received. He always expecting some higher level of dedication, and devotee is never satisfied with the kind of service, the what you can say, quality of service the devotee is rendering. He is not satisfied. We want to do more better way. How can he serve? So in that way, both are not giving up. Some dynamic play is going on. And Mahaprabhu has explained like that. That's why devotion is always fresh. It is not a finished thing. Like our founder Acharya, somebody asked him that Christians are saying that the Christianity is the highest, Jesus is the highest, they're saying. Then Srila Maharaj told, is Jesus still making some spiritual progress or his progress is already finished? If his progress is already finished, then that is dead thing. But if he's still making some progress, then there is scope of, that living thing. It is a living thing. Devotion is a living thing. So some genuine connection with the Lord can only be possible through his pleasure potency. There are three types of transcendentalists. That is Jnanis, Yogis, and devotees. And they realize the three aspects of the Absolute. The Jnanis realize the Brahma aspect, the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. They realize that by the practice of mental speculation. And Yogis, by the practice of meditation, their desire to see Lord that is fulfilled as Paramatma. They see the Lord as Paramatma. But there is no service connection because Paramatma don't have associates. He's alone. He's alone. So they can only have Santaros. Santaros means they are happy by seeing the Lord. Jnanis, they can go up to the stage of liberation. And some yogis may got Santaros in the Lord's abode. But the devotees, they're always approaching Lord through devotee. Like Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram, Radha Krishna, through the pleasure potency of the Lord. So that's why Bhagavan, that is known as Bhagavan concepts. Bhagavan, that Vyasudeva has told, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti, Sattva. So the transcendentalists realize the absolute in these three aspects. So Lord has to give us some help. We want to advance in devotion. And that help is coming through Lord himself, that is in the form of Radharani. Sridhar Maharaj has explained, our founder Acharya has explained that Lord is showing us by serving himself, that how to serve himself. He is serving himself and showing God, this is the way to serve him. And that serving form is Radharani. Lord's that serving form is Radharani. And when Lord assumes that mood of Radharani and he comes, that is Gauranga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So to become a devotee, to cultivate Krishna prema, we have to give up all other desires. Like Bhakti, Dev-Goswami explained, Anna Vilasita Sunya Jnana Karmadi Anamritam Anukullena Krishnanusranam Bhakti Ruttanam. Means all other desires, like Mirabai having the desire that she wants to enjoy with Krishna. That is other desire, not Krishna's desire. We have to make Krishna's desire as our desire. What is satisfying to Krishna? That is devotee. When we are thinking our own desires in front, we are keeping. That is not devotion. That is a sense gratification. So that is not considered. Yes.
Swamiji, my point is that when we go for devotion, okay, so it's a very powerful concept and it's a very technical concept also, as we understand within philosophical studies. That is my first thing. See, the kind of devotion Radha is having with Krishna and Meera having with Krishna, these are two, we can always put two in a same line.
No.
If you want to see
One
that.
is Maya. One is Maya.
Not necessarily, because the projection part, we can analyze that Maya, as you said, that the Meera's love is something which is very desire oriented and very for the satisfaction of her own desire. which is may not be true. May not be true, because when you go for a faith and love, emotional love, and then you self-surrender, and she was ready to take the risk. Radha is taking the risk, even the Mira is taking the risk. When you go for a devotion, there is a risk factor is always involved. You might get the absolute, you may not get the absolute.
Let me explain you about this. Like mother and child. Let us take the
Yes.
example of mother and child. Okay, if mother is serving the child, or acting as service to the child, thinking about her own desire, that I will fulfill this desire through this child. If that mother's position is higher, or another mother, she is sacrificing her own self for the satisfaction of the child, her position is higher. Whose position is higher?
See, it all depends on the how do you experience the things. Like suppose if I said I love God, my experience of love is something different from your experience of having the faith and love on God, because that is something which is unique with every individual. And so it is very difficult to say who is right and who is wrong, because it is very right and wrong is something which is contextual, and the faith is always going beyond the right and wrong. There is no need of ethics when we go for.
That is subjective. That is subjective.
Yes, that is subjective, and also.
But what I'm talking about objective consciousness. See, you can say this is that, another person says this is that, but that is not. We are not the reference point. This world does not belong to us. That these objects that does not belong to us. That is not our objects. We are not. We have claimed the ownership or proprietorship of those things, but we are not. We ourselves are not owners. Actually. We are not sarva karana karana. We are not causes of all causes. We are the cause of all causes. We are not that. The Krishna is sarva karana karana. So we have to see everything from his standpoint. Not that a bacteria is doing some desire, and a dog is having another desire, and then some human is having some desire. But that is not the way of doing things. We have to. There is a standard. Absolutely, the standard. We have to give up all relative consideration. That thing is explained in the scriptures. Of course, the dharma, when that is it is a what you can say shadow of the real dharma is manifesting. Then, like some other things people consider, like nationality as a one dharma, and then fatherhood, motherhood, friendship, all these things, society. These all things that is a dharma, but then the shadow. What is the real dharma of the jiva? Jaiva dharma. Jiva's dharma that Mahaprabhu told, Jivero Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. Jiva is eternal servant of Krishna. The jiva is coming from the Supreme. Like nose has no other its own purpose. Its very existence is there for the purpose to serve for the body's certain purpose. Same way, we are like Ansa, and Krishna is Ansi. We are Ansa, Krishna is Ansi. So we have to know everything from his position. So that knowing, how we will know what Krishna wants to get from you or somebody else, then there you need the help of devotee. The Krishna says, Bhaktyamam Abhijana. Only devotee can know me. So that's why he has established the Guru Parampara system. Evam Parampara Prapta. Not that individual will do his own method of loving Krishna. Some may think that whatever exploitation they are doing, like dogs and cats, animals are doing, and that is what my desire to satisfy Krishna. They may think like that, but that is not. What Krishna is satisfied is up to Krishna. It's not up to us. How he is satisfied, what makes him happy is up to him. Krishna may be happy when receiving a slap, and he may not be happy he is receiving so much paneer and all these things. He may not be happy. It's up to him how he is going to become happy.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you. I got your point. Thank you so much.
Mirabai thinks that she has a direct relation with Krishna. The relation between Mirabai and Krishna is direct. But Mahaprabhu teaches that direct relationship with him is not love for him. He teaches that love for my devotee is love for me. When he was asked, where can we find you? Krishna said, I can be found in the heart of my devotee. So don't look for Krishna directly, he's telling. You want to find me? You look in the heart of my devotee. There I can be found. So Mahaprabhu taught us this very important message. Don't try to make a direct connection with me. That's not love. I don't consider that. That is too much pride. Oh yes, I love God. No. This is not the right attitude, not right mood. You won't get the real fulfillment of love through that process. But if you follow Krishna's direction, that I can be found only in the heart of my devotee, and then that means that the devotee wants to love Krishna's devotee. That's called Radha Dasya. Radha Dasya means the servant of Radharani. Radharani is the serving energy of Krishna. She's the Ladini Shakti. That means all the potency of serving Krishna is found in Radharani personified. But we can serve Radharani only by serving those who have that serving potency within them. That means the devotee. A little difficult to understand because we think, why should loving a devotee be higher than loving Krishna directly? But actually, this is what Krishna says. Because we are Shakti, Jiva Shakti, we are called Shakti. We are energy. But Krishna is of a different category. He's the Vishnu Tattva. He's the source of energy. So the energy cannot serve the source of energy directly. It has to serve that source of energy through the energy. So we have to find Krishna's bhakta, that energy of bhakti within the devotee, and serve that. And then we will find we have some real connection. According to Shastra, according to what Krishna has taught, what Mahaprabhu has taught, there we find the real devotion. Who is devoted to Guru Bhakti. And that's what the Vaishnavas teach. That we don't teach what Mirabai was doing. We don't accept that as real bhakti because it does not follow the principle of serving the devotee of Krishna, which Krishna tells us is the most favorable way and the real way of loving him.
There is some
Thank you
pastime.
so much.
Okay.
There is some pastime that Devi Parvati asked to Shiva, whose worship is higher, because she was having some doubt. She was always serving, Shiva, and she heard Amar say, Vishnu service is higher. Service is higher. She asked Shiva, tell me, whose service is higher? Then Shiva told a shloka. He told, Aradhananam Vishnu Aradhana Param. Among all the worships, Vishnu's worship is the highest. Then she became very unhappy. because she's thinking, oh, I'm serving Shiva. And then Shiva is saying that Vishnu's worship is higher. Then seeing her sadness, Shiva told the next line of that sloka. He told, Tasmat Paratara Devi Tadyanam Samarthanam. Yes, Vishnu's worship is higher than among all the worship, but higher than Vishnu's worship is his devotees' worship. That is, Tadyanam. Tadyanam is his devotees, Samarthanam. So, there also you will find that then Parvati thought, oh, Shiva is one of the devotee of Vishnu, Vaishnavanam Yathasambhu. So I am doing the right thing. I am serving the devotee.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you
I was
for clarification.
I was remembering also that I forget where I heard like this, but that the gopis, their love is so strong that to serve Krishna that they completely refuse any service, because when the devotees love Krishna, Krishna wants to reciprocate and serve the devotee back. But the gopis are so strict in their service to Krishna that they reject any service Krishna tries to give to them. So that then when we come into the line of serving Radharani and serving Radharani's servants, that is even higher than serving Krishna directly, because Krishna can't even serve the gopis. So when we serve the gopis, we're the servants of the gopis, then he's becoming very happy like that.
Yeah, we have to learn the important, from Vaishnavism, we have to learn the importance of the devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna coming in the form of a devotee of Krishna. Mahaprabhu represents, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna coming in the form of a devotee of Krishna to teach us how to worship him as a devotee. That is the most important thing we have to learn, how to serve Krishna. And that can be learned from Mahaprabhu's teachings and his example. And he very clearly tells us that he is the servant of the servant of the servant, dasu das anudasa, of the devotees of Krishna, of the gopis. He never tells that I love Krishna directly. He always tells, I am dasu das anudasa. We have to remember our position. We are energy. We are energy, Shakti. Then it's not possible for the Shakti to worship the Vishnu Tattva directly. Only Radharani she is Vishnu Tattva. Mirabai is only Jiva Shakti. There's the difference. Radharani is direct serving potency of Krishna. Mirabai is just like us, a Jiva Shakti. She does not have the position of Radharani. So she cannot serve Krishna in the same way.
How many qualities Jiva have? I think the 60,
26.
60, no?
26.
64. 64. Yes.
26.
36 are the elements, evolutes are there. 36 evolutes. But I think 64.
64, huh? 64 is the qualities of Krishna, no? 60 is Vishnu. I think 58 is Shiva. And Jiva is some lesser.
Maybe 26.
I have to check. Huh?
Anyhow, there's a difference between Krishna and Krishna's energy and the Jiva. There are differences there. And we have to respect our differences. Don't try to jump to the higher position. Then it will be false conception. You won't get the highest thing that way.
So,
Mirabai's all songs, she never mentions any devotee. She only mentions herself and Krishna.
It
There's
says,
no in between.
it says Lord Krishna has 64 qualities, 100%. Vishnu Tattva has 60 qualities, 93%. Shiva Tattva has 54 qualities, or 84%. And Jiva Tattva has 50 qualities, or 78%.
Okay, whatever.
so that's, but Swamiji, one thing is clear from your discussion. I got a clear picture. Both of you like help me to understand the Vishnu Tattva. As you said in the Radharani, that Tattva, Vishnu Tattva was there. One is that when we talk about devotion, two aspects here we are talking about. One is a individualistic approach to understand the reality. That is, which is something which is desire oriented, and something which is a devotee, that as a kind of bhakta, you have to do something for the Lord as it is suggested by the Lord, and for it is a higher than the individualistic approach, that is a much more that you are surrendering or you are doing service to the Lord,
Yeah.
as suggested by the Lord, to
Yeah.
like whatever he likes, we have to do in certain manner, and that is possible through a proper guru, and then you might reach to the level of Vishnu Tattva. Is that correct?
Sounds good. I think you have understood. We are basically devotee oriented. Vaishnavas is devotee oriented, not Krishna oriented. Sometimes they say the Vaishnava means who worships Vishnu. That is not right. That is not Mahaprabhu's Vaishnavism. That is the Sri Vaishnava. They are Vishnu oriented. In Krishna, there can also be Krishna consciousness. They are Krishna oriented, but higher than
They're Krishna.
Higher than Krishna consciousness is Radha Dasya. Higher than Krishna consciousness. That is the real teaching of the Gaudiya Vaishnava. That is taught by Raghunath Das Goswami. That our real achievement, our real goal is not Krishna Seva, but Radha Dasya. Become the servant of Radharani. Because Radharani is the best servant of Krishna. Why should we try to serve Krishna when there is already the best servant of Krishna? We don't want to become the best servant of Krishna. We want to serve the best servant of Krishna. That is real love. That is proper conception. We're not competing with Radharani. We're trying to serve. She is doing the best job already. We can find so many descriptions of the kind of service that Radharani gives and the kind of enjoyment Krishna feels, fulfillment that Krishna feels from Radharani. Many, many stories there in the Puranas and so forth.
But there is a song also, Maharaj. Ekala Madhava Pujaisya Agyani, Radha Anadara Karaisya Avimani. He is only worshipping Madhav. He is Agyani, means is like not having proper knowledge, and he is disrespecting the Radha, and that's why that person is egotist.
And very central point, very central point to understand the difference and the importance of Radha, of Krishna and Krishna servants. And what is our relationship with each one? So, you want to speak about Srila Damodar?
And we want to hear.
Srila Damodar Maharaj, Bhakti Srila Damodar Maharaj, he is the original director and founder of Bhaktivedanta Institute under the direction of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada asked Srila Damodar Maharaj, who's a PhD in organic chemistry, he asked him to establish an institute to teach the Vaishnava conception that life comes from life, that life does not come from matter. And he said to teach this in a scientific way, he gave that responsibility to Srila Damodar, and he told him to start an institute. And he named that institute Bhaktivedanta Institute. And that's where we get our name. And that's where he is the original director. And that's why we call him the founder of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, because he established that under Prabhupada's order. And he was a very special Vaishnava. From birth, he was born in Manipur as a Vaishnava, in a Vaishnava family. And his whole upbringing was through the Vaishnava life tradition. So he was very much loved by Srila Prabhupada and respected by him. And in the same way, Srila Damodar Maharaj very much loved and respected Srila Prabhupada. And anyhow, I always remember his life was very active life. We're a very active person. In fact, we have this word Paribrajacharya. Jayo Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajacharya. Asatara Sata Sri Sripad Bhakti Srila Damodar Maharaj. Paribrajacharya means he's always wandering. And you may know from the study of Greek philosophy, Aristotle is also called peripatetic. Peripatetic.
Yes.
Peripatetic philosopher. Why he called that? Because he was always moving. When he would give his lecture, he would always be walking. He didn't sit still. And that was part of his philosophy. And Srila Damodar Maharaj perfectly embodied that kind of mood also. He would go from place to place constantly. And yet, in each place he established something something substantial. Made a substantial contribution. So this is a very wonderful mood that he had. Not really attached to any place in this world, yet making a profound impact wherever he went. But his attention was always focused on service, serving the order of his spiritual master, serving the order of Srila Prabhupada. And he had great love like that for Prabhupada, and that was reciprocated by Prabhupada's great love for him. So whenever I remember him, I always think he put service first, and then everything came. He started, what is that called? That Bhagavat community? Bhagavat?
The university?
University, huh?
In Manipur, the Bhagavat University. Yeah.
University of Bhagavad Culture.
He started a university, and he also built a great temple there in Manipur. He did all these things, and he established a center in Calcutta, and his also other places in the UN and in the religious initiative.
United Religious Initiative.
United Religious Initiative. He always left his imprint, very strong imprint there. And yet, at the same time, he was always moving. Like a transcendental, the soul is very active. And by nature, the soul is very active. In fact, it's pure. Hegel called the soul pure negativity. Pure negativity. It means he didn't stay in what negative means always changing. What is negated and becomes what is not. This means always moving, always changing. The nature of change is that whatever is, that is negated and something else becomes. Well, Jiva is of that nature. Always of a negativity, energy of negativity. And that means always changing and always fresh. Krishna is called Navayovana. Navayovana means a new youth. If we look at the trees, trees are there for years and years and years, but they're always fresh. The trees are always fresh. They're all because they're renewing themselves. Always, they're not just there, it's not just being there. They are becoming something. They're becoming themselves. They're moving. And everything in nature is coming and going. Jagat. It's all renewing itself constantly. Govinda Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj used to say even the pillars, the concrete pillars, they're moving, they're changing. They're there and then they won't be there after some time. So everything is like that, is living, renewing, so remaining fresh, not becoming putrid. So the jiva is like that, is ever moving, ever fresh. It goes through many, many years of life. We go through 100 years of life, and yet the jiva is always fresh. He's always feeling some liveliness. The body may not be, body is also undergoing many changes, but the body may become tired and so forth and so on, but the jiva doesn't become tired. So like that, here we found in him Paribrajaka. He was always moving, and always doing service. And that's the main thing I think that we want to, I get from Sripad Damodara Maharaj. Don't become complacent. Don't rest one place because you have achieved something and stop there. No, always keep going on and on and on. That is the nature of the soul. And who has reached that nature, they are always doing like that also. They don't become static. They remain ecstatic. Yes, Maharaj.
Maharaj, once you was telling, I was thinking that I should get a airy body.
Huh?
He was telling that if I can get an airy body,
Like an airy body, like an ethereal body to move more.
so that, you know, because he was telling.
You can just fly from one place to the other, like Narada.
He was saying that it's little difficult sometimes to travel, you know. Then if you can get airy body, then it's more, you know, in the travel problem. Making sound like a joke.
So I hope that, you know,
Thank you so much.
those who are his disciples, they will take up that spirit and continue that spirit of always serving, always doing more and more and more service. Don't think we come to an end in some place and stay there. Always stay in the spirit of service and detachment. In this way, we become detached from any material static position. And we always remain in the dynamic world, the living world, the transcendental plane. And always dedicate whatever we do to the service of Gurudev. That's all. Simple life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I used to pray always, many times, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yes.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I used to My daughter and me used to chant that. That is,
That's wonderful.
we used to.
Krishna has blessed you. That is his blessing. Anyone who chants the holy name, we can understand they have received the blessings of Krishna. Otherwise, it's not possible. Everything comes from up to down. Whatever we have that is coming from Krishna, his mercy. So, aham sarvasya prabhava. This is in the Bhagavad Gita. Aham means I. Aham sarvasya, all. Prabhava, I am the, everything is coming from me. The whole creation is coming from me. Even our devotion is coming from him. The one who is chanting Hare Krishna, we can understand they have already received the mercy of Krishna. They are very blessed in their life.
Krishna said, Sarva dharman paritejya
Yes.
mamikam saranam vraja aham tvang sarva papebhya akshayishyami ma sucha.
Yes. Give up all other engagements. Dharma. Sarva dharmam. All your duties, everything else that you have to do, don't worry about that. Mam ekam sharanam. Just surrender to me. This is the fulfillment of your life that you're looking for. All these other engagements, these other duties, they won't make you happy. That is not what you are here for. You're here for me. As part of me, to serve me. And by neglecting all your other duties, don't be worried. Why I can't neglect my other duties. He says, Mam ekam shara, aham kvam sarva papavyo. And I will take all of your sinful activities for neglecting your duties. You may think, if I neglect my duties, then I'm making some sinful situation. And Krishna said, don't worry about that. Mahasucha says, aham tvam sarva papavyo, moksha shyame masa. I will give you freedom from all those things. You don't have to worry about that. Your only worry is how to surrender to me. Mam ekam sharanam. Ekam. Mam ekam. Only. Mam means me. Me. Yes, I know. You don't know everything. Trivo. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I send little comment for Isha Prabhu, little comment about this topic.
Whoever claims to be a devotee of Krishna is really not his devotee, but one who serves the devotees of the Lord, then that fortunate soul is a devotee. Because he loves and serves the well-wishers of the Lord, then in that way the Lord blesses them. Most importantly is to serve the servants, and then one can have some fortune in that mood of sincere service. The highest state to which a soul can aspire is to be an eternal servant of the devotees.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Is it too much to show that just one clip of the video of Govinda Maharaj talking about?
So Maharaj, what do you want to say about Srila Damodara Maharaj?
I only much, Maharaj, that I have learned that he told me that instruction of spiritual master are the life and soul of a sincere disciple. So we can try to serve that instruction of the Guru. That is the only thing we should focus. That's what I was remembering. And he was doing that with a perfect example, despite all kind of adverse circumstances.
And he had so many difficulties. in trying to carry out that very pure and simple desire. And the most difficulties came from his own god brothers and sisters. Most difficulties came from there. Of course,
Maybe they helped him.
they all
In that way. In
difficult.
that way, they helped him.
Yeah, that's true. It's difficult to preach in this world because everyone is against all these Darwinists, you see. He was preaching against them and they were preaching against him. But also the many difficulties came from his own community. And that only made him stronger. Became more determined, more renounced. So it's all the blessings of the Lord. Don't be discouraged. Anything else? Maharaj, we thank you for all your service.
I am praying that I can do some service. I'm aspiring.
Service. Very happy that you are to have your association. All of you also, Harinanda Prabhu, you are very encouraging to all of us. Bhagavati and Ananditya, thank you very much for all your help and encouragement. Aditi Nandan Prabhu, Krishna Kesava Prabhu, Dr. Sahu, very nice. Always meeting you and talking with you.
Dandavad, Maharaj. Dandavad, devotee.
Jaya Vishnu Paramahamsa, Parivrajacharya, Astatara Sata, Srimad, Srila Bhakti, Srila Damodara Maharaj, Ki Jaya. Paramahamsa, Parivrajacharya, Astatara Sata, Sripad Bhakti Niskama Shanta Maharaj, Ki Jaya. Vaishnava Guru Varga Ki Jaya, Rupa Guru Varga Ki Jaya. Jai, Samad Ki Jai. Bhutis Ki Jai.
Vishnupad Paramahansa Dev-Goswami Bhakti Madhapuri Maharaj ki jai. Dev-Goswami Bhakti Damodara Maharaj Tirobhav Mahotsav ki jai.
You want to continue, Maharaj?
No, Maharaj, I am also having a little late here and a little headache, Maharaj.
Okay. All right. Please be well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.